So let's talk Squid Games. If you've been following me for a minute, you know that around the time that the first Squid Games came out was when I first started doing this YouTube run, and I think I didn't stream the whole season, and I actually binged season 2 today. If you was there, I fell asleep at the end, but I just finished. I made sure I watched the last two where I stopped at, in the last 2.5 episodes. Basically, what it is. From today, from season, because if you don't know, season 2 is out, the whole season. They dropped the whole season at one time on Netflix. Um, they say this is the most highly anticipated, I guess, sequel in Netflix history. So it was a lot of anticipation from this. It's been since I think it originally dropped on September the 17th of 2021, and I'm gonna try not to do too much spoilers, because I know. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it, bro. Like, I'm just gonna say that right now. And I'm not even no big, super into serious ass nigga, but we waited for 3 years damn near. What's that? 21 and 22, that's one. 22, 23, 23, 24. That's 3 years. This shit dropped 3 years ago. In the story though, it's set 2 years. Hold on. I don't know. Somehow it said 2 years, but yes, if it dropped 21, then 22 was one, 23 was two. Oh no, yeah, 24 was, yeah. So it's been 3 years. I don't fucking know, but man, crazy, crazy serious. Is a story based out of Korea. How you say it? Seoul, Korea. Seoul, Seoul, Korea. And I believe it was already. It was a book written like 10 years ago or something, or now 13 years ago, but it didn't do too much. And then it got picked up 10 years later, which, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me. I'm pretty sure that was the story. It's been 3 years since it came out originally, but yeah, it's kind of a testament to show, hey, nigga, you never know. Just because somebody else heard it, and the world ain't heard it yet, nigga, you just put a big budget behind it, you know what I'm saying, and it can go up and be something big and special. But yeah, man, it was basically like a continuance, to the second season or the first season. The second season was a continuance, which means like the same setting. Not all of this. Well, only one of the same characters. Well, I mean, it's multiple of the other characters, but it's the other side of it. But when I'm talking about the characters, I mean the people who are participating in the Squid Game. If you don't understand or quite what the Squid Game is basically. They play a bunch of kids games, but each of the kids games have deadly consequences in different ways, right? And people getting shot too, but there's other ways you can, you just got to see it. Like I said, I don't want to too much spoil it. Everything from, let's just do this, from jacks to what's that shit, red light, green light. And if you're a kid from the hood, maybe anywhere, because if they got it in the Korea shit, I know in the hood we like red light, green light, there's like Marco Polo, like, and we in the swimming pool, Marco Polo, red light, green light, you on the street, whatever. It's like one of those, it's like, but they also have like Korean games that I've never heard of. Like, they have this one game, and you probably seen it. It's like a cookie. I think McDonald's even dropped this. They just dropped it in Australia or something. If you take the cookie and you got to take a pen and you etch out whatever the shape is. If it's a heart in the cookie, you got to etch it out without breaking any piece of it and just take it off. That's the actual game from Korea. You know what I'm saying? But they have that version of that, which that's in the first one. They don't have it in this one. But like I said, I'm not trying to do it too spoil. But I just want to break it down because this show, that's why I like this show, because it's deeper than what the surface is. So I actually wrote down some points I wanted to make and some things I wanted to highlight. But basically, to me, the show is basically, man, it shows the fight between the good and evil, the rich and poor, if you want to say in America, the Democrat and the Republicans, the lesser fortunate, the more fortunate. I don't want to say, when I say the government, I'm just gonna say it one time. When I say them, I'm gonna say the tops. No, hold on. I ain't gonna say that. Hold on. I'm gonna say the big wigs and the little people. You know what I'm saying? It displays all that. You know what I'm saying? It shows the greedy people and it's so many different dynamics to the story as far as with the characters and with it represents so many things. But it's ultimately, if you want to put it on something, I mean, it's kind of hard to put it in one round, but quote unquote good and evil, but not really though. It's way deeper. You know what I'm saying? On a psychological level and. On a human level, it's just crazy. You got to look at it, bro. You can see bits and pieces of different people even if it's not people close to you that's in the characters and in the situations that are going on. But some things, stood out to me in this one, man. And in no specific order, I'm gonna try to keep it in some kind of order. Well, let's just start it there. It was tweaking me out when I seen them use Halloween. And like I said, I'm not gonna do too much spoiling, or not. I'm not gonna try to spoil. I'm gonna try to be vague. But if you've seen season 2, I'm like, when they use Halloween to like keep the story going, I was like, do they even celebrate Halloween over there in Korea? And one of the characters kind of made like a reference to saying something like that, but not, if you've seen it, you've seen it. Cause I was like, are they just trying to sell this shit to us Americans? Like the writers of the show, like y'all couldn't use, I feel like it was lazy. Like y'all, I mean, and I could be wrong. I feel like, do they even celebrate Halloween on a small scale over there to even be able to use it in this, to keep the story going to where that doesn't look like, come on, like, y'all don't even celebrate that shit. Like, I don't know though. I feel like I never heard a Korean person ever say, especially from over there, not a Korean American, but Halloween. I never seen no documentary showing them doing Halloween. It reminded me that, hold on, Halloween is a pagan thing. That's a Western civilization. That's United States. That's like over here. That's, you feel me? That's not no worldly shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was another thing. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all feel like that. I was like, come on, y'all could have used something else to make sense of that part of the series. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I do like how they modernized it with the characters, like a lot of the new characters, because if you remember they have, some of these characters, they have occupations. They, like in this one they had, they even had like, and let me say this is not a character, but it was the use of a drone in this one. So I was like, oh, okay. Which the drones have been around for what, 10 years or whatever in the last one, but they didn't have drones in the last one. They kind of like pointed it out, like it was like a little small topic for amongst a couple characters. It was like a topic, like, oh, that's a drone? What is that? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So that was dope. They also had like, and look, they even on some like, they had the YouTubers. I'm like, what the fuck? They got a YouTube on this bitch? They had a fucking rapper, like, but not like your typical rapper. You got to see it for like to understand what type of. It's a specific. He got on a specific way. Let's just say that. But I was just the modernization of it. You know what I'm saying? Even there was equal opportunity. They had the LGB. They had the how they say it, the transmissions. They had the transmission, which who would have guessed, right? I ain't gonna say nothing else. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I was like, because you didn't know at first how people gonna turn out. You're like, whoa. I said, whoa, that transmission though, what's that going on? So and that's another thing. This is one of those series where like you gotta really watch the characters, because you never know how like certain characters will turn out on this. You know what I mean? It's almost kind of like Power. Like the characters it's like they human. Like they could flip anyway. Like you don't know sometime, if that makes sense. Not saying they could flip on the homies. I'm just saying the dynamic, they could change at various stages. They can just, you never know. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch all the characters, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but and another thing I was noticing, like, it was crazy because when I was like looking deep into it, how the organization that organizes this game, the nonchalantness of like how they carry it. They're so strict on the rules, but then like some wild shit happen and they just chilling, like, and it'd be like, you was like, yo, if y'all so strict on that, but that's also like the big wigs type shit. They put all these laws and stuff in place or these rules, but they let other shit happen and they look the other way. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy because it'd be like the most craziest shit. And if you seen it, you say, like, this is crazy shit that be going on. Like, you feel me? But they just like sitting there like, and they'll fake wait till the shit done. Like some of the shit, like even if it's nothing major, boy, they don't give a fuck about that. They just give a fuck about their rules and what they own, and whatever happens, happens. That's how I took from the shit. And I do like how speaking of like the organization, the guards. And for those who don't know the Squid Games, the guards people dressed up in Halloween, like the people with the shapes, the triangle, with the squares on their face and shit. They actually looked into their story, or not even say their, but it kind of cracked into a little peek of, the story of, because you only thinking the side of the players. Now they're like, no, you got to look at, let's see, because they had a mask on. You don't even know what the guards look like until they may show their face and, may show a prequel to their experience. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, that was dope how they wrote that in. And then the way they even, how they made it, They kind of they as brutal as that shit can be, or they can be. The organization, they can be very fucking brutal, like brutal as fuck. They kind of humanize the guard. You know what I'm saying? Because the guard don't even have no face. Any of the guards, you never really see their face or nothing, unless they get infiltrated or something. And that's whatever. So that was dope though. I'm looking forward to hopefully they'll expand more into like the guard life, because you like damn, you know. Everybody has a story, right? What else? I always say that shit remind you of like, it remind me of like prison, bro, or jail. Like if you know that shit, like even from the setups, the dorms and shit, like just the scene of it's like a big ass gray walls, epoxy floor, like the bunks, they stacked up super high. And I'll probably insert the picture right there. So they stacked up super high and shit. Like, bro, that shit looked like the institution, bro. Like, no cap. And then for instance, like extortion, like it's bro, they put this in so many forms. They relate this story to so many different walks of life and different types of people. It's crazy, bro. Like it's masterfully written, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, yo, that's prison. Motherfuckers trying to get extorted and all type of you got punk motherfuckers, and it should just go crazy, bro. Like, but just the overall like actual the sleeping quarters and shit, like it's like that shit look like the joint, like, and if you know, you know. What else? Let me see. I don't want to go too deep into. Let me see. Hold on. I'm really all just going off the. Speaking of that, and I ain't gonna say too much, but the shank move. I'm still vague. That's a mean. They ain't even the shank move. And if you know what I meant if you seen the shank move though, like whoa. When I seen the shank move, I was like, oh, that shit just got. What they say? Shit just got real. Like that shit caught me out of nowhere. But why not? You know what I'm saying? Look at check out the environment. Look at some high thing, and then because you also have people that's like. It's deeper than just that though. It's like people's psyches is fucked up. Like from shit that they may be going through in regular life, or shit that they going through in there, or the pressures of life, or just dealing with. And it's like it has nothing to do with some of the shit has nothing to do with the institution. It's like just regular shit. Like you feel me? You get it when people start talking. Like some of the characters, or even some of the characters who they didn't have no name. You just knew they had like a little brief moment. They kind of let you into a piece of their life, or just shit that go on, like it's just crazy, bro. Like, but the shank move I was like, oh, I didn't expect that. And then, man, if you seen it, bro. That shank move was crazy. That synced it up. I ain't gonna lie, and it was just unexpected. I was like, yeah, I like that unexpected shit. You know what I'm saying? And one more thing, the captain of the ship. If you know what I'm talking about, the captain of the ship, right? I knew he was gonna be a multi-sided character, bro. From the moment I seen him and heard him talk, I knew the captain was gonna be a multi-sided character. And to say the least, I wasn't surprised. You know what I'm saying? I just knew it. I don't know if I'm just that good judge of a character, but you know when somebody is depth to somebody. You know what I'm saying? You can just tell. Not all the time. Sometimes you can tell when it's like it's another side to that. Like what's going on with that shit? Like But overall, man, I feel like it was definitely it was worth the wait. I felt like it could. I feel like now the only thing. See, I would say they needed a whole new set. But they had to finish the first story. So now I don't know. I mean, I guess it's still the story. I don't know how the way it ended is kind of like up in the air. To me, it's definitely, and I think they said it's going to be a number 3. It's going to be the last one, the trilogy. So it's definitely going to be a 3 from what they said. But and then they foreshadowed some shit that I was like, what the? If you seen the foreshadow of the very last scene, I was like, what the fuck is that? They about to turn this bitch all the way up to the max. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, it's still enough to go for the game to continue. If you know, you know. But Squid 2, 1 out of 10 compared to the first one. It's probably a level under the first one. If I was to get the first one like an 8, I'll get it's like maybe like a 7 to a 7.5. It was good as in to continue the story. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that just the third installment be, even more turned up. But y'all let me know what y'all think about Squid Games 2. excuse me, y'all like the settings, y'all like, I mean, y'all like the story. Just let me know. I don't even know what to say. Just give me y'all insight. Let me know y'all favorite characters, favorite moments, you know what I'm saying? And for those who haven't seen it, I didn't really spoil it, so y'all go see this shit. And trust me, if I'm sitting here making a 15-minute reaction, man, y'all want to see this shit. Like, I'm subscribe, notification bell, I'm going. Yo.
Yeah, I smoking gas, feel like I cute. Feel like I cute. Bitch, I'm smoking gas, I feel like I cute. I feel like I cute. Bitch, I'm smoking gas, I feel like I cute. Yeah. I feel like I cute, bitch, I'm smoking gas, I feel like I cute, yeah. I feel like I cute, I'm sipping that red solo like I cute, yeah. I got all these bitches on